Awesome. Give it up. That was amazing. Big dick. Awesome. So we've just got a bit of a surprise announcement. That wasn't it. Technically it was. But we've got two very special guests who are turning up now, going to come to the stage now. They are very talented. They are probably two of the most talented creative people in New Zealand. They probably don't know that I'm actually an actor, because I wasn't in their film. But you know, I am available for these two guys who are probably the funniest, most handsome guys I've met tonight. So put your hands together for the creators, the stars, and the directors of What We Do in the Shadows, Taika Waititi and Jemaine Clement.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. I've seen your work. It's good.
It's very solid stuff, Josh. Back in February last year, Taika and I were approached by the New Zealand Documentary Board to make a documentary.
Yeah, it's true.
And you know, we took this challenge on board. We're truth tellers, we're storytellers, and
as New Zealand's most well-known documentarians, we leapt at the chance to make a documentary. What we didn't know was what the subject was. Very harrowing to find out that they wanted us to follow and explore the lives of Wellington vampires.
Yeah.
Of course, as you can imagine, we were initially very scared.
Scared. That's what I was going to say. I went because I was going to say scared, and then you said scared first, but that's totally what I was going to say.
Well, sorry to take away the word scared from you there, but yeah.
No, I'm glad you said it. I was afraid to say it.
You know, we did our research. Part of our research, we read the back of the book Dracula, the back cover.
By it's Bram Stoker, not Stroker. Heaps of people get that wrong. It's actually Stoker, not Stroker. That would be a stupid last name.
That's one thing we found out too.
We watched Blade 3.
I'd seen Blade 1.
He described Blade 1 to me.
And then he watched Blade 3. Neither of us had seen Blade 2, but because after he described Blade 3, I understood what was going on, so I didn't think it was necessary to see Blade 2.
And understandably, we were scared, as we said, frightened to follow these guys. But we documented these vampires living in the suburbs of Wellington, and we grew to love them. And we're going to show you a little clip.
We're going to show you a little bit of this harrowing and some of the terrifying footage that we filmed. And, you know, it's very raw, visceral, and no bars were held. You know, we really went for it with this footage. So what you're about to see is, brace yourselves. We'll see you later. Thank you.
In Peter's room, I'm just going to wake him up. Peter. Peter, wake up. Hey, listen, we're just having a flat meeting upstairs in about 10 minutes. You don't have to come, but I thought I'd extend an invitation to you just in case. There's a lot of stuff on the floor down here, Peter, and like this seems, it's a spinal column, yuck. And I was thinking maybe I should just bring a broom down here for you if you wanted to sweep up some of the skeletons. I don't know, maybe. Okay. I got you this chicken.
Is Peter coming? Shall we wait?
Peter's 8,000 years old. We're not going to have Peter at the meeting. Okay, so I wanted to have a quick chat about flat responsibilities because, guys, I think that we're not all pulling our weight here. We're not just pointing the finger at you, Deacon. You're a cool guy, but you're not pulling your weight in the flat.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that I'm cool.
No, that's not the point, though.
Yeah,
You're missing
I
it's
know.
not
I know.
a flat meeting about how cool you are.
I do my flat chores.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
That's why we're having the flat meeting.
The point is, Deacon, that you have not done the dishes for 5 years.
Vladislav is right. It's unacceptable to have so many bloody dishes all over this bench like that.
I'm so embarrassed when people come over here.
What does it matter? You bring them over, you kill them! Vampires don't do dishes.
Deacon's like the rebellious young vampire. He's always doing crazy things, saying crazy things. He's just like the young bad boy of the group.
Okay, so one day I was selling my wares and I walked past this old creepy castle and I look at it and think, very old and creepy, and then this creature flies at me. It dragged me back to this dark dungeon and bit into my neck. And just at the point of death, this creature forced me to suck its foul blood. And then it opened its wings like this and hovered above me, screeching, "Ah! Now you are vampire!" And it was Peter. And we're still friends today.
Vlad, you were great. You put out the recycling, which was really cool.
And the other day, I dragged the man's body down the hallway and noticed that there was no dust. Like I kind of swept the hallway.
Vladislav is just like this older vampire who grew up in the medieval times and, to be living this long and to seen the things that he's seen and still kind of have it together. I mean, hats off to him.
Bloody hell!
Sorry.
He's a really great guy, a bit of a pervert. He has some pretty old ideas about things.
We should get some slaves.
Yes.
When I first became a vampire, I was quite tyrannical. I was known for torturing a lot of people.
This is my torture chamber. I don't come in here often anymore. I tended to torture when I was in a bad place.
My thing was I would poke someone with implements. I was known as Vladislav the Poker.
It's been like this the whole time, okay? So
Viago is a little
and dusting, you did
pedantic.
the washing and the rubbish. I did that. Deacon on dishes, and it still hasn't moved in 5 years.
He was an 18th century dandy, so he can be very fussy.
Negs and negs.
Went in the lounge the other day, and there was blood all over my nice antique couch.
Which one, the red one?
Well, it's red now, yeah. If you're going to eat a victim on my nice green couch, put down some newspaper on the floor and some towels. It's not hard to do.
We're vampires. We don't put down towels.
Some vampires do.
Well, not serious ones.
When you get the 4 vampires in a flat, obviously there's going to be a lot of tension. There's tension in any flatting situation.
It's settled then. We'll all do our jobs, starting with a certain Deacon.
I will do my dishes! Good, I do that! This is bullshit.
hard to live long. They have no use for your song. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world.
I became a vampire when I was 16, and that is why I always look 16. In those days, of course, life was tough for a 16-year-old.
You'll never get a second chance. Plan all your moves in advance. Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead, stay dead and out of this world.
Vampires have had a pretty bad rap. We're not these mopey old creatures who live in castles. And well, most of us are, a lot are. But there are also those of us who like to flat together in really small countries like New Zealand.
Don't ever talk with your eyes. Be sure that you compromise. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world.
I was a Nazi vampire.
Und mit meiner geheimen Wehrmacht von Vampiren erobern wir uns diese Welt!
After the war, which the Nazis lost, I don't know if you know that the Nazis lost that war. If you were a Nazi after the war, and if you were a vampire, and if you were a Nazi vampire, no way. I was out of there.
Long gone, long gone, long gone, long gone and out of this world. When you smile and it tears your face, it's time for the inhuman race. You're down, you're down, you're down, you're down and out of this world.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you for bringing that along. So nice to see a couple of eloquent, beautiful men here. So eloquent, beautiful.